Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impression let's play review of a game called Swords and Magic and Stuff. And the game is $25. The game has been in early access for almost 5 years. You can basically say 4.5 years. So the game has been in early access for quite a while, and hopefully the developers have been able to put together something good, something that perhaps I can recommend today. The developers were nice enough to send me a key for the game, and today we're going to play the game. I'm going to be playing the game for an hour or more until I am satisfied that I can give my opinion on the game and tell you whether or not I can recommend the game for $25. If you are in a hurry and you don't want to watch the full 1 hour or more of the video, then you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video. I will put the timestamp in the description below and you can just skip to that timestamp if you only want to hear my quick, concise, final opinion on the game. But otherwise, if you're not in such a hurry, if you have a longer attention span than that, then just stay tuned. I will be playing through the game and I will be giving you my running commentary and I will be telling you what I think is good and bad about the game as I play through the game today. Also, my videos do contain swearing, so if you don't like swearing, probably don't watch the video, probably unsubscribe. I will also start off by saying today that I am not feeling the best. I'm probably not going to be talking too much. Usually, I talk quite a lot, relatively speaking, in these types of videos, but today I'm not really going to be speaking that much. Um, so, yeah, but I will still be giving my full opinion at the very end of the video, obviously. So, I will not be omitting any of my opinions at the end of the video. But while playing today, I'm probably gonna be a little bit more quiet than normal. So when we look at the settings menu, everything seems very good, honestly. I don't really see any issues. Resolution scaling is nice. The ability to change the frame rate is nice. All of that. Really, I don't see any issues here at all. Motion blur, I did turn that off, so why was it turned on again? Let's just double check. And it's being turned on again. So why is motion blur turning itself on again? Apply, nope. Apply, apply, nope. Apply. Okay, so that's our first issue that we found today. The game doesn't want to save your settings. Okay, now it says off, but is it really off or is the game simply lying to me? Um, so yeah, okay, that's the first issue. So when you play the game, you have to make 100% sure that the game is actually using the settings that you told the game to use. But yeah, I don't see any issues. I don't see anything missing really. The game doesn't seem to have color blind accessibility options. Um, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but still, it is an accessibility option. And to people who are colorblind or color deficient, that is indeed an issue. It's not an issue to me, but it is still something that should be pointed out as well. I prefer games that have dual key bindings. This game does not have dual key bindings, so I would prefer it if the game had dual key bindings, which the game does not have. But yeah, otherwise than that, they have an arachnophobia mode, so that's one accessibility option that the game does have. But as I said, it doesn't have colorblind accessibility. Why is it on Traveler difficulty by normal? We will see if when we start the game if we can select our difficulty. So yeah, let's jump into the game. So does this make any difference whatsoever? No, it doesn't. Otherwise it would have said it right here. Fawn? Oh, I almost thought it says Fallon, but it actually says fawn. So you get different race choices, but they don't have any impact, so it's literally just cosmetic. And then you can choose your skin color. No funky colors like the sun orc can be pink, and this one can be blue, but otherwise than that, the races by default don't have weird colorings. So I would like to make my dude like purple or green or anything like that, but they don't allow you to do that, unfortunately. Then hair, you can put hair on. I don't know if I prefer it with hair or without hair. Let's go with that, I guess. And then you can change the color. Once again, on the hair color, there's no strange options like green or purple or anything like that. I would actually prefer green or purple or something like that, but there's no options like that, unfortunately. If they allow you to choose brown and black and blonde and stuff like that, then they should allow you to choose other colors as well. Okay, then you can change your eyes and your expression, I guess. Then you can put a beard on if you want. Then you can choose your starting clothes. Let's go for that one. And then you choose your name. So yeah, overall, a pretty basic character creator, to be honest. And then here, you can choose your difficulty, but they don't actually tell you what changes, which is unfortunate. That's an issue that I have with all games that don't tell you, because what they should show here is like on this difficulty, maybe you take 25% less damage and the enemies deal 25% less damage and the enemies have 25% less health, something like that, and then this is obviously normal, 100%, 100%. And then this is the harder difficulty. So on this one, perhaps the enemies will deal 25% more damage, and you will perhaps deal 25% less damage, something like that. And then on this, it will be like 50% or something like that, even though this is, they say, yeah, it's the same difficulty as this one, but it's hardcore. So this is hardcore on hard, and then this is hard, and this is normal, and this is easy. What I would like is hardcore on easy and hardcore on normal, but they don't allow you to do that at all. So not only are the options not good in my opinion, they also do not explain the options at all. Saying that the enemy deals more damage or less damage doesn't help us at fucking all. What it should say is how much more damage. and how much more health, you know? Because otherwise you are providing literally no information to the player. So we will play on normal. The game does have multiplayer apparently, but I'm not too interested in that. I'm just gonna play it on solo. I'm not gonna edit this loading screen out either, so this loading screen is the length that you would expect if you play it on a hard drive. I have the game installed on a hard drive currently. The game is not very big. The game is only like 5 gig, so it's not a very big game. So it shouldn't have very big assets to move around, you know. So bigger games, like games that are 50 gig or 80 gig or something like that, you traditionally would want to place on an SSD or an NVMe. But a smaller game, like a 5 gig game like this one is, should be absolutely no problem on a hard drive because there's no very large assets that you need to load during a loading screen. So the loading screen took about, I would say, 40 seconds, which is pretty big for a loading screen. But if there's only one intro loading screen at the beginning of the game and no further loading screens, then that's totally fine, as long as there aren't any more loading screens. Okay, I'm not gonna read this. I'm really not in the mood to read it. Where's the guy? He's gone. Where the hell did he go? Okay. Magic, I guess. It's a little bit lazy, in my opinion, to not have um, voice acting in a game, especially a game that's $25. I absolutely expect voice acting in a game that is $25. I've spoken about this many times before. Okay, how do you open your tab? Okay, so you press tab. I've said it many times before. In today's day and age, with GI voiceovers, like you can do very good quality GI voiceovers for literally no money. I've said before that there's the one um, mod, it's a mod for World of Warcraft. And that mod in World of Warcraft added GI voiceovers to all of the quests in World of Warcraft. And if you've played World of Warcraft before, you will know that World of Warcraft has thousands of unvoiced quests because Blizzard is a small indie company and they cannot afford to hire voice actors for their small indie game, apparently. So, obviously, World of Warcraft is like many years old, and the game has never had voiceovers for the quests. until the quote-unquote invention of GI voiceovers, and some of the community members of World of Warcraft got together and made a mod and imported all of the quest dialogue from World of Warcraft into a GI voiceover thing, like a large language model generator thing, and they added voiceover to literally thousands of quests in World of Warcraft. And it's really, really good quality voiceovers. Like, really good quality. I'm talking about, like, the, can I break these? No, apparently not. The orcs sound like orcs. The goblins sound like goblins. The elves sound like elves. Like, it is really, really good quality voiceover. And it's all done with generative intelligence and large learning models. And you just feed the dialogue into the game, into the generative intelligence model, and then you get your very high quality voiceovers. So honestly, there is no reason in today's day and age for a game to not have voiceovers, because it can be done so fucking easily. Like, literally, all of this dialogue that we've seen so far, you literally just take that text, put it into the generative intelligence um, generator, like the large learning model generator, and then there you go. You have voice acting in your game. So yeah, like I say, there's honestly no reason in today's day and age. Can I double jump, or what's going on? There's no reason in today's day and age for a game to not have voice acting, honestly. Especially a game that is $25. Okay, so you can double jump apparently. The game, of course, hasn't told us that you can double jump. I mean, the game hasn't told us a lot of things. There's been no tutorial from what I can see so far. Um, so yeah, no tutorial so far. No double jump tutorial so far. So the game doesn't have a tutorial after 5 years or in development. Still no tutorial, which isn't good. Oh, you can double jump here. I forgot. So yeah, the fact that the game doesn't have voice acting, if the developers don't want to spend the time and little bit of effort that it takes to add voice acting to their game in order to make their game more higher quality, then I'm not going to care about the story. If the developers don't care enough, then I'm not going to care. If the developer doesn't even want to spend a little bit of effort, put, put in the little bit of effort needed to add voice acting to their game, then why would the player want to invest the time to actually read what the developer is saying? Okay, so I picked up a bow. I'm assuming I need to hit that thing over there with a bow that I just picked up. I'm not being told any of that. You just literally have to figure it out for yourself. So let's put that on 1 and then see if I press 1. Nothing? Do I need to hit that thing? Okay, so why is there a bunch of stuff over there? Okay, so yeah, that does nothing apparently. I don't see another switch anywhere to open this door over here. Oh, okay, so now I can't open it. Is there like a switch hidden somewhere or something like that? Maybe. Not from what I can see. Is that guy friendly or not? Okay, apparently he wasn't friendly. Wow, this camera is shitty. Seriously, I don't like the camera at all. Is there anything in the water, perhaps? Doesn't really look like it. Okay, so this is also a ranged attack. So healing 1 to 3, but what's the damage? It says healing 1 to 3. Is it also damage 1 to 3 or not? This is damage 3 to 6, so it's literally 300% more damage than the staff is, but the staff doesn't do that shitty zooming thing, so with this you can attack much faster than you can with the bow. Are you friendly or not? Why is there X on the ground over there? What's that switch? Can't I use the switch? Apparently not. Break some training crates. I didn't get a new weapon or anything like that. So where's the training crates that I'm supposed to get? Oh, okay, so you have to stand here and then break them over there. Okay, how did I take damage even though I'm standing so far away from it? Oh, you can have this in your offhand. How do you cast it? How do you use it? Doesn't actually tell you how to use it. So right click does nothing. Middle click does nothing. Left click does nothing. Q. Ah, there we go. Q. Okay. Q. Oh no, that just switches the thing. E. No, E does nothing. F. F. I'm just randomly pressing keys on the keyboard now. G. Alt. Shift. R. No, R doesn't. R just brings up the equipping thing. T. Ah, T is first person, okay. We're learning new things all the time. But I still don't know how to cast a spell. So let's have a look. Okay, well, I don't see any use or anything like that. I don't see any use button anywhere. Oh, left click. And then you hold left click. Okay, okay, so you click and hold left click. Holy shit. I really do not understand why the developers couldn't just add a fucking tutorial for it. Like just a little thing at the top left or whatever saying, by the way, press fucking left click and hold it. Like how difficult is that? Okay, so what do we have to do now? Did I get... Ah, okay. So there I got ignite. So then again, in order to use that spell, you press and hold left click. Okay, so it's another one of those games where you have to actually open up your inventory and then equip the item, which I really don't like because now they only give you three, well, they give you 4 spots. So how the fuck are you supposed to add more? So you use your right hand with right click. The AI is pretty useless, to be honest. So then you have to switch your tool again. How do you... I really don't like this tool switching bullshit. And then you have to switch your tool again. Fantastic. This is the problem with Stardew Valley and games like it. Completely unnecessary bullshit where you have to swap your tools constantly. 100% unnecessary. Just serves to make the game slower, less appealing, just overall much worse when you constantly have to switch tools instead of actually playing the game. Yeah, you're melee, right? So you can't do shit. So how do I jump over there? I'm assuming I can't get over there currently. So enemies also respawn relatively quickly, so that is one thing that you have to take into consideration when moving throughout the world. You have to basically always remember that it's possible that you encounter enemies in the same area again. Now we have to switch again. Completely unnecessarily. The game doesn't actually have sprinting. The best you can do is this rolling thing. But otherwise than that, the game doesn't have sprinting. Can I attack you from range? No, of course not. Holy shit, he just walks straight over the stuff. Zero fucks given. You're not allowed to heal yourself, only I am allowed to heal. No healsies. Okay, well that was pretty easy. Let's just make sure we loot the area if there's anything else. Holy shit, respawn. Or what? Okay, that scared me. I thought maybe he was like glitched or something. But apparently I can heal him now. So I guess he's my friend now. By the way, there obviously has been no tutorial so far. No tutorial for combat, no tutorial for looting all of this kind of stuff. No tutorial for harvesting, no tutorial for opening chests. Like, really the game is pathetic when it comes to tutorials. And I'm okay with playing games like these because I've played probably close to 1,000, if not over 1,000 different games, but the quote-unquote average player, what the fuck, bees? The average player will not be as adept at learning the different mechanics and just knowing the different mechanics. And that's bad. It's really gonna be not a good new player friendly game at all. I really don't like the fact that the character's body and head can get in the way when aiming. The character really should fade away. Like when you do this, the character should fade away. So that's another issue. The staff feels very, very weak, honestly, but the magic spells that you can cast are really good. Let's equip this and then heal ourselves. Seriously, when you're aiming up, it's terrible. You can't see shit when you're aiming up. And it seems you gain mana when attacking, when doing a normal attack. So that's interesting. You don't regenerate mana, but you do gain mana when you actually attack. Whereas in most games you would gain rage from attacking and then regenerate mana. But in this game it's not like that. Which is fine. I don't have an issue with the fact that you don't regenerate mana. I would prefer it if you generated mana instead of gaining mana through attacking. But, I mean, it's the developer's choice if they want to make it the one way or the other way. I just think mana regeneration is better. Okay, I'm starting to see a thing there at the bottom left, which indicates weight. So the game probably has a weight system of some kind. There also obviously was no tutorial about the fact that you can even do this, you know, the fact that you can shoot down. Mariel, what was first person? Let's just do this shit first person. The fact that you can shoot down these coconuts and stuff like that, no tutorial for that at all. I don't like the fact that first person is objectively better gameplay wise than third person, because you simply cannot see accurately in third person, so you're basically forced to use first person because third person is inferior. So that's not good game design. The developers should do something about that. So can I go through here, or what's this? Oh, and the game has fall damage apparently. Okay, are you friendly? No, you're not friendly. Definitely not friendly. It also sucks that you can't see that the game doesn't tell you who is friendly and who is not friendly. You just basically have to shoot at everyone, and then obviously the friendly NPCs you won't damage, and the enemies you obviously will damage. But once again, that's not good game design. The game should make it clear. Okay, here we have to go first person again. The game has to make it clear who is friendly and who is not friendly. Let's check our gear out quickly. So is this one magic? It doesn't even show you if an item is ranged or not ranged. So this one is ranged, obviously, but it doesn't tell you that it is ranged. How do you compare items? Shift, Alt, Control, I'm pressing all of it, it's not comparing. So the game doesn't even have a comparing system. So if you want to compare two items, you have to basically do this bullshit right here, which is so stupid. So that does 1, 2, 3, average. This is 2, 2, 4, average. So this should be better. It just depends if it is also a ranged weapon or not. No, it is ranged. You see. So the game doesn't even tell you if something is ranged or not. That's fantastic. I'm also not a fan of the fact that you have to pick the items up. I would like it if the items actually automatically went into your inventory. It would just save a ton of unnecessary button presses with looting. Just honestly, having to press F 5 times in a single... Okay, that was a bit of stuttering. 5 times in a single chest is not good, you know. If you have to press F 5 times for every chest that you're going to open in the game, that is not good at all. So, do we have to go this way? Is this the correct way, or should we go the other way? More stuttering. Game is getting a couple random stutters here and there. Run away! those bees do a lot of damage. Like there, I had to press F 8 times there. Like, it's really, really unnecessary. The things should just go into your inventory automatically. There, for 2 pots, I had to press F5 times. So your F button is going to fucking suffer in this game. Fucking hell, I hate that sound. Let's just get rid of that shit, because that shit is never gonna go away. Fucking hell, it's so irritating. There you go, are you fucking happy? Seriously, the fact that a developer would add such an incredibly annoying piece of shit mechanic, such as that sound up there, is beyond me. That tells you a lot about the developer. Okay, we've got a better staff now. So our previous one was 2 to 4 average. This one is 2 to 5 average. I don't know what any of the stats on it means, like the enhancements, fine, excellent, masterwork. At the top it says Ember Magic Mage. I've no idea what any of that means. Obviously the game has no tutorial, so we will just have to figure out all of that stuff on our own. I just got a glider, what I'm assuming is a glider. Okay, you can't even attack the bees, which is super fantastic. Can't even defend yourself from them. Okay, so are we done? I'm assuming we are basically done in this area. There's a cave over there, which I don't think we were at yet. I guess we can go over there. How do you... Should you equip the glider first? Equip, okay. Oh, you need to hold spacebar, okay. I had to figure that out on my own as well. So what's this? How do we... So we don't have a shovel. Okay, that doesn't work. This first person is super fantastic. So yeah, I have no idea how to open it. How to get in there. Apparently you can fish in the game. Let's see. 5. How does the fishing work? Okay. Obviously, no tutorial for fishing, you just have to figure it out on your own. It seems that as soon as you have a bite, you just press and hold left click. Then I get a piece of cloth. You do a whole lot of waiting, it seems. In a lot of these types of games that have a fishing mechanic, you will um, get a bite no matter what after like 3 seconds or 5 seconds. But in this game, it doesn't seem to be that way. In this game, it seems that you just basically um, have to wait until the fish actually goes to the thing. There's no hard limit of 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever. Sometimes I'm sure you will be able to wait up to 20 seconds, which is just not good. Fishing should be exciting. It shouldn't be fucking boring waiting around 20 seconds for a single fish. Okay, so that's our first fish. It seems you just reel it in, and then when the fish fights back, then you should stop reeling. Otherwise the tension builds too much. And once again, no tutorial at all. You just have to figure this shit out on your own. Okay, so that's that. Can we swim? I haven't tried swimming yet, actually. Okay, apparently you can swim. Oh, and you can sprint in the water. That looks like a town over there. Let's go over there. Wow, the first person view doesn't look good. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. It's interesting that you can get the same glitch as you did in Skyrim. Skyrim literally also has this glitch where you can look under the water when you're not actually supposed to be able to look under the water. That's interesting. So are these guys good or are they bad? They seem good. Okay, that costs money. I'd like to sell, just browsing. Okay, so everything costs money that you look at. Inspect. Okay, so these are just cosmetics. Yeah, all of these are just cosmetics. Don't really care for cosmetics, to be honest. Tailoring, okay. Speak to Finn. Who's Finn? Penny. Okay, so you can just buy stuff like this. Schematics for a rough built wooden shack. It's not much, but it's a home. Once you choose where to build, you can place this to begin the construction process. Okay, so the game has building. The game is much better in first person, honestly. It's just sad that you can't see as much in first person as you can in um, third person. There's so many NPCs all over the place, but fucking so few of them have anything to say. Like, they're just fillers. It's like one of those games where the developers are like, our game has 60 billion NPCs and 90 trillion active AI, you know, and then it's just like, oh well, they don't do shit. Like, literally, they are just filler. They just walk around and don't do anything. They walk around literally in a loop. I'm over here, Crab. I'm over here. I'm not over there anymore. So this guy wants 10 hide, 20 copper ingots, 20 oak planks, and 20 iron 10 iron ingots. Okay. And then the ferry will be active. Let's see. Other stuff? Is that just stuff that you can sell or what? No, apparently not. It's actually stuff that you can definitely use. So what about this stuff? Is it food? Consumables? No. Crafting? Oh, so it's crafting. But what would you actually use it in? Okay, so it seems the game doesn't really have something that would be described as scrap. A lot of games do have like scrap and stuff. But it seems in this game you can basically use everything. So I'm just gonna sell the stuff that I don't want to use. It's not a lot of money, honestly. I'm not gonna use a shield, so I'll just sell this shield. I'm not gonna use the small one. Just sell the small one. I'm not gonna use these Oh, well, let's keep these because we don't really know yet what's going to be good and what's going to be bad. So we'll keep those for now. Slingshot, studded glove, mystery jellies. Cook yourself some mystery jellies. 1 to 2. No thanks. Okay, can't open that. I'm assuming you can only have one backpack at a time. So this one gives 8 and 1. My current one gives 10 and 1. So my current one is better. So personal chest. Where's the personal chest? Defisherator. What does this actually do? So it's just a cosmetic item. So you can't even inspect an item that you can't afford. That's fucking stupid. So you can only inspect an item if you can afford the item. How idiotic is that? So he says the objective is basically to fix the ferry. But do I really have to fix the ferry? Can't I just swim over there? Because I mean, I swam over here, so it shouldn't be an issue. Also, what's the use of getting all of these skill points? Because I've leveled up in mage, I've leveled up in spellcasting, but like, does the game actually have anything? Ah, okay, here we go. Mage, okay. So there's mage, there's hunter, there's mystic. Apparently I'm a higher level mystic than a mage. What can you actually do with it? Is there anything you can actually do with it? I don't see anything being added or anything like that. Reputation, collections, tutorials, the game doesn't have any. Let's see. Journal, map. Nope. So it seems, I don't know, the game doesn't seem to have any skill system at all. So there's like stuff, you know, you gain skills, but it doesn't do anything. Like literally it doesn't do anything. So what's the point of having experience and levels and classes and all of that kind of stuff if it doesn't do shit? So let's go exploring a little bit. I can't go in there. Oh, yes, a whole other part of the village or town. Seriously, that fucking thing at the top left is gonna irritate me for the next 7 hours. Just fucking go away after like a minute. Like, don't sit there and make that shitty noise constantly. Seriously, it is hyper annoying. By decree of the king, any citizen with a correct deed of ownership may lay claim to this land. 800 gold. How much do I have? 535. But I'm not even sure that I would want to build my place on this island. I might want to build it on the next island instead. Wow, this place is actually bigger than what I thought. Oh, you can actually get a horse. Okay, apparently you can't get a horse. The guy doesn't want to sell me a horse. Some of these houses are disgustingly small. I hope the stuff is safe here in that chest. That the stuff doesn't disappear or something stupid like that. Well, I have found many cubic sources, but Apparently not enough? Is that what you're telling me? I have 6 cubic sources. So where's the rest? Yeah, I literally don't see any other anywhere. So apparently 6 isn't enough. Are you guys? Nope, you're not. Oh shit. Fucking hell. Yeah, guys, honestly, I don't need to play the game anymore. I've made my mind up about the game already. It's not a fun game, honestly. Um, there's a lot of stuff that's just not good about it. Oh shit. I would have liked it if the game had some kind of an RPG system, you know, some kind of a character progression system, skills, maybe a talent tree or something like that, you know, but the game doesn't have any of that. Um, the game doesn't have a tutorial. The uh, there's a lot of tooltips that, like, apart from the tutorial, which obviously is a lack of information that's being provided to the player because there's no tutorial in the game. Apart from that, you also aren't told very, very basic things, such as whether or not a weapon is ranged. So, if a weapon is melee or ranged, you're not even being told that. So, this one is ranged, this one is ranged, this one is melee, and none of it is being told to the player. So, something as basic as being told whether or not a weapon is ranged, I mean that pretty much sets the tone for, in my opinion, the care or the lack of care shown by the developer. Also, the fact that it says over there, attack speed, average. What the fuck is average? And then, what the fuck is slow? Like, what's the difference between slow attack speed and average attack speed? What is wrong with just telling the player what the attack speed is, or what the damage is, or whether or not it's ranged? Like, if the attack speed is 2 times per second, then say 2 times per second. Don't say fucking medium or slow or fast. Say 2 times per second. If the attack speed is 0.5 times per second, then say 0.5 times per second. Don't fucking obfuscate information unnecessarily. You can never give the player too much information. A player will never say, whoa, hold your horses, I'm being given too much information. That has never been said by any logical player ever. I don't like the fact that the inventory is limited. I would prefer if it was just basically infinite, because I don't like this kind of limiting. It limits the amount of exploration that you can do before you need to go back to town unnecessarily and deposit items unnecessarily. It slows the game down and it hampers the speed of your exploration, so I don't like that. There's no tutorial, I already said that. The third person view is absolutely fucking terrible. So if there's something that I want to hit, like let's say there's an imaginary a beehive in this tree over there, then you can't see the beehive. Like literally your character is blocking the beehive. So then you have to go into first person mode, and then from first person mode you can actually see better. But the problem with first person mode is that you cannot see as much of the world as you can in third person mode. And also in first person mode there's very bad fisheye. So you can see there's very bad fisheye. The fisheye effect is really terrible. Keep your eye on that building over there. Look at the size and the dimensions of the building. Now look how the building becomes bigger. Look at that. Look how big the building is now. It's like a sixth of my screen. And then when I look straight at it, it's like not even 5% of my screen. So there's a really, really bad fisheye lens effect going on in first person, which is not good. So in third person, that doesn't happen nearly as badly. You can see I can rotate and the building does not shrink and contract like fucking I don't know what. It stays basically the same size. So that's two reasons why first person is not good, but first person is necessary when you want to do something like this, where you want to aim at something that is above you, especially. Third person is just absolutely fucking terrible for that. So that's obviously not good. You also constantly have to switch between harvesting tools. So if you want to harvest a mine or ore, you have to use this one. And then if you find a piece of wood that you want to harvest, you have to press, no, not Q. What was the key? R. You have to press R, then you have to select it over there, and then you have to press R again to close the menu, and then you can use it. And then you have to press R again, go back to your weapon where you chose initially, and then you have to press R again. It is the slowest fucking process ever. What would have been much, much better is just if they completely got rid of the pickaxe and the axe. Just you should be able to mine like this. You should be able to do normal damage to the wood and the mines with your normal weapon. That will get rid of all of the unnecessarily shitty uh, switching of tools that you constantly have to do. And you only have 5 spaces in your wheel over here. So if I want to switch to my to another weapon, or if I want to switch to the fishing rod, for instance, it's not on my wheel. So you then have to open your inventory. You have to drag the fishing rod over to your hand, close, then you have to use the fishing rod after you've done that, or after you've mined, or after you've chopped the wood. You have to open your inventory again, and you have to equip your weapons again that you had previously. It is the most fucking unnecessarily complicated, unnecessary laborious, unnecessarily tedious bullshit ever. It just serves to make the game slower, to slow the game down unnecessarily. And the game is already slow. The game is a very slow game. It's not a quick game at all. And all of these things, the unnecessarily small inventory, the tool switching bullshit, all of this just makes the game even slower. It slows the game down to a fucking snail's pace, and the game simply isn't enjoyable at a snail's pace. Very, very few games are enjoyable at a snail's pace. Um, and then, of course, the bug that we saw right at the beginning when we actually started the game up is the fact that the options that you select in the menu don't actually save. They don't seem to actually save. So right at the beginning, I disabled motion blur, and then I pressed apply, and then I went back to audio and back to video again, and it was on again. It was on high again. And then I put it off again, pressed apply again, went out, came back in, and it was on high again. So you really, really, really have to make sure that your settings are the way that you want them. And I mean, the game has been out in early access for almost 5 years. I would have expected little UI bugs like that to be resolved after 5 years, but clearly they are not. Um, so yeah, honestly, yeah, I can't recommend the game. Um, Perhaps if the game had some kind of a character progression system, perhaps the game would be a lot more fun then, you know? If you could actually, like, learn skills, learn spells, gain experience, uh, talent tree, stuff like that, passives. Perhaps then the game would have been a lot more fun. But unfortunately, the game has none of that. So, literally, the only character progression that the game offers is your gear. That's all. And the game doesn't even have a lot of gear. All of the gear that you have, literally all of the gear in the game, is your main hand, your offhand, your spell, your bag, and your trinket. That is all of the gear in the game that you can equip. So it's not even like a traditional RPG game where you have boots and you have a belt, you have pants, you have chest armor, you have pauldrons, you have gloves, you have a hat. This game has none of that. This game only has main and offhand spellbook, which if you don't even use spells, then that's completely fucking useless. If you're a melee character, you're not going to be using spells, so that's completely useless. And then your bag, which is passive, and then your trinket. So the game has really, really terrible character progression, almost no character progression to speak of. And I just think the game would have been much, much, much better if it actually had some character progression, an RPG system, skills, talent tree, skill tree, spells that you can actually learn, perhaps invest some points into, perhaps improve. Attributes, perhaps, strength, dexterity, intellect, constitution, stamina, those kinds of things. And yeah, unfortunately, the game just doesn't have any of that, and the game just feels as if it's empty. It just feels really, really empty, in my opinion. Also, the fact that we spoke to about, I would say, 40 NPCs in the game, but only about 10 of them had anything to say to us. That also just feels like the game is just stuffed with unnecessarily too much NPCs. Just NPCs that don't do anything, that just wander around, and they're just there for nothing. They just don't contribute anything. Um, so yeah, honestly, not a game that I can recommend for $25. I also would have expected the game to have voiceover, even if it is GI voiceover. As I already explained with World of Warcraft, GI voiceover has gotten very, very good, and the game developer didn't even bother putting in GI voiceover. So there's a lot of dialogue, and I just don't like reading in a $25 game. I expect voiceovers in a $25 game. I would even take shitty voiceovers over no voiceovers. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I might check the game out when the game fully releases. The game has already been in early access for 5 years, even though, as I say, I'm not able to recommend the game at all. Um, I don't know. We will see. Perhaps in a year or 2 or 3 or 5, when the game actually releases into the full version, perhaps then all of these things have been added and improved. Perhaps then the game can be worth $25, but honestly, right now, I can't recommend this game in the slightest. It's not even close. I wouldn't even play this game if it was a free-to-play game. Honestly, it's just too bare bones. It just feels too empty. Um, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, if you want to support the channel, if you want to allow me and enable me to do more reviews for you guys, then your support on patreon.com/LFP would be very much appreciated. It directly allows me to purchase more games and do more reviews for you guys. A lot of people have been asking me to, well, two people have been, which in my fact is a lot. It's enough to actually comment on it, but two people have been asking me if I'm gonna be reviewing Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter game, and I simply said no, sorry. For $60 or $70, I would rather purchase 2 or 3 or 4 indie games before reviewing a game like that. But if you want to see a specific game reviewed, like if you want to see Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter game, reviewed, then by all means, make your voice known, make your wallet known. Go on Patreon, donate the money, or you can just send me a key. If you send me a key, I will review the game. So you really can't complain about me not reviewing specific games if you aren't actually actively uh, contributing to seeing that game featured on the channel. So yeah, as I say, your donations on Patreon directly allows me to purchase more games. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.